Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of This Is My Architecture. We're live at reInvent, and today I'm joined by Paul from Crownpeak. Paul, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Todd, and thank you very much for having us here at reInvent this year.
Can you tell the viewers who are watching right now a little bit about what Crownpeak does?
Yeah, so Crownpeak provides three services. We provide web content management, we provide digital quality and digital governance services to enable marketers all around the world to be able to manage hundreds or thousands of digital experiences to all of their customers.
Sure, and today we're actually talking about a unique approach to content management systems. Can you tell us what we have in store?
Yeah, so one of the things that makes Crownpeak different, first of all, we are a SaaS-based multi-tenant CMS platform, but one of the other things is that we separate content management from content delivery, and what that allows us to do is manage multiple customers inside a single CMS platform, but then have a single tenant delivery when we decide to publish that content live for consumption by the general public.
Okay, great. So let's start on the delivery of the single tenant aspect of the house. And I see AWS Lambda functions, which it seems like this is a serverless event-driven architecture. Again, not the traditional CMS approach. Where does it all start?
No, that's absolutely right. And traditionally, you would use EC2 instances or something similar to deliver that content. But because Crownpeak has a direct connector into Amazon S3, we have the ability to be able to publish content from the Crownpeak CMS directly into an S3 bucket. As an end user, once that content has now been delivered, they're accessing from wherever they are in the world, having that content delivered at edge because of CloudFront. And so as a user accesses that content, CloudFront, and again, which will have the WAF next to it as well to help with essentially auditing and safety of that content, we will then send that content off to a Lambda. That Lambda will do things like make sure that that content is accessible by that user in a safe and secure way. Make sure that if there are any rewrites that need to be done for search engine optimization, etc., that they all happen. Once that happens, content is sourced from the S3 origin, and of course the Crownpeak CMS delivered that content at that point. And then on the way back out, we simply pipe it through another couple of Lambda functions as well, which handle things like headers, cache headers, that in turn going to inform CloudFront how to behave.
Okay, and some of the things that we had talked a little bit about were that this is a very secure manner that everything is flowing through from a CloudFront perspective with WAF being integrated. It can help with different types of attacks, right? So cross-site scripting or SQL injections and just benign websites, the vulnerabilities and being taken advantage of are now not being exploited. All the static content's being stored on an S3 bucket. You have multiple AWS Lambda functions, so obviously some logic that's happening there. Talk to us a little bit about the architectural decisions of the event-driven architecture and how you separated that out on a per-tenant basis.
Yeah, so what we do in here is it's very, very important for production and pre-production content to be in an identical architectural environment. That way you can test properly. So when we deploy this, we deployed this for as many workflow cases that a customer requires. In this case, it might be dev, it might be SIT, QA, UAT, and live. We deploy exactly the same infrastructure, and we deploy all of that using CloudFormation templates.
Okay, great. So you have this systematic approach of CloudFormation template as a best practice to roll out different tenants, obviously creating unique buckets for each one of the tenants. Let's talk a little bit about the content management side. So your SaaS platform, what I see here is some pretty cool services in Amazon Comprehend, Amazon Recognition. Talk to us a little bit about what you're leveraging Amazon Recognition for. Perfect.
So, of course, on this side we're delivering with the end customer, but here, the reason we have CMS is to support marketers and make their life and their job easier. And so one of the things that we find very, very useful is when a marketer has an image or a piece of video content that comes from either maybe their desktop or their digital asset management platform, having the ability to go and automatically get metadata, taxonomy, and apply all of that stuff for things like alt descriptions and alt tags from an accessibility point of view.
Sure, okay, so if I'm a user and I upload some content, let's say some image content or some textual information, then I have the ability to possibly leverage an API gateway that's backed by a Lambda function, of course having some business logic to make an API call out to Recognition itself to create and enrich that search capability of other customers, so alternate text.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, from a Comprehend point of view, we're then taking sentiment analysis as well. So not just recognizing image content, but also taking those entities and using those to be able to search for that content too.
Okay, great. Well, there you have it. Crownpeak with a very traditional, or a unique spin on a traditional approach for content management systems. Thanks a lot for joining us, Paul. And thank you for joining us on This Is My Architecture.